Ignore the noise that doesn't advance your goals, and you'll discover the sound of your own success. Alexander Sterling. Imagine a world where the path to incredible wealth is not paved by doing more, but rather by doing less of what everyone else is doing, where success isn't about adding more to your plate, but strategically removing things that don't serve your ultimate goals. Today, we're looking into unconventional wealth-building strategies that flip traditional advice on its head. What if the secret to getting super rich was as simple as ignoring something you've always been told is important? Stick around as we explore how tuning out the noise could be your ticket to financial freedom and a richer life beyond your wildest dreams. Let's open up the ignored wisdom that could potentially unlock doors to immense prosperity. Imagine harnessing the power of ignorance, not as a lack of knowledge, but as a strategic tool. In a world that pushes us to know more, do more, and be more, strategic ignorance invites us to choose our focus with precision. It's about knowing what to overlook so we can pour our energy and passion into what truly drives our success. This approach goes against the grain. Common wisdom tells us to fill every gap in our knowledge, yet the most successful individuals often selectively ignore the noise that doesn't serve their goals. By filtering out the less impactful, they free up mental space and resources to master the essentials, the things that truly move the needle in their personal and professional lives. Think about the overwhelming flood of information that hits us every day. Trying to capture it all is not only futile, but exhausting. Strategic ignorance helps you conserve your energy for battles that actually win the war, allowing you to thrive in your chosen attempt without being bogged down by every piece of advice or information that comes your way. This focused approach simplifies the path to achievement and wealth, making it clearer and more attainable. Now let's uncover what this really means. Throughout our lives, we're bombarded with traditional advice: save every penny, work until you drop, play it safe. These sayings might sound wise, but adhering to them without question can actually keep us from true financial breakthroughs. Consider the advice to save every penny. While frugality is important, excessive scrimping can prevent us from making investments that could multiply our wealth. Real growth comes not just from saving, but from strategically using your savings to create more value. It's about being smart with your money, not just hoarding it. Then there's the classic work harder, not smarter. In today's world, working smarter is far more effective. Leveraging technology, delegating tasks, and optimizing workflows can free up your time and increase your earnings without burning you out. Ignoring the call to simply work harder opens up a new mindset about productivity and success. By questioning and often ignoring these outdated maxims, you pave the way for innovative approaches to wealth. It's not about rejecting wisdom. It's about discerning which pieces of advice serve your vision of prosperity and which don't. This is how new paths to wealth are carved, paths tailored to the modern world, where creativity, efficiency, and strategic investment reign supreme. Why does ignoring some traditional advice actually lead to greater wealth? Let's look into the psychological and economic principles that make this counterintuitive strategy work. When you choose to ignore certain norms, you're not just being rebellious, you're being selective about where you channel your energies, which enhances your potential for success. Psychologically, the concept of selective focus empowers us to concentrate on goals with the highest return on investment, instead of dissipating our energies across too broad a spectrum. Economically, this approach aligns with the principle of opportunity cost. Every hour spent doing tasks that don't significantly advance our financial goals is an hour not spent on potentially lucrative opportunities. Take the story of Sarah Blakely, for instance. She ignored the common advice to pursue traditional marketing and distribution channels for her product, Spanx. Instead, she focused on unique marketing tactics, like personally visiting hosiery mills or sending her product to Oprah Winfrey. This selective focus and disregard for the usual routes helped turn Spanx into a billion-dollar brand. Or consider Mark Zuckerberg, who dropped out of Harvard to focus fully on building Facebook, ignoring the well-intentioned advice to stay in school and secure his future with a degree. His calculated risk clearly paid off, fundamentally changing how we connect and communicate globally. These examples underscore that when you strategically ignore certain conventional wisdom, you allow yourself the freedom to explore and invest in paths that are more aligned with high impact and high potential outcomes. This doesn't just apply to the ultra-successful, but can be a valuable lesson for anyone looking to enhance their financial situation. By understanding the logic behind this approach, you too can harness the power of strategic focus to open doors to new possibilities for wealth and success. Is this method as easy as it sounds? Naturally, skepticism arises when we suggest that ignoring certain common advice can lead to wealth. It's crucial to clarify that this strategy isn't about putting in zero effort. It's about directing your efforts more intelligently. The truth is, the path to wealth through strategic ignorance does require effort, but it's a focused effort. It's about making smarter decisions, not necessarily more or harder ones. This approach demands critical thinking and a willingness to go against the grain. It means being courageous enough to question norms and experiment with new strategies that others might overlook or dismiss. For instance, investing in stocks or starting a business might seem riskier than putting your money in a savings account. But while the effort involved in learning about effective investment strategies or entrepreneurship is substantial, it potentially offers a much greater financial return than the minimal interest accrued from traditional savings. The simplicity of this method lies not in the lack of effort, but in the precision of the effort. You aren't just working hard, you're working smart. You're prioritizing activities that have the highest potential to increase your wealth, rather than following a prescribed set of rules that may no longer be relevant in today's economy. This intelligent redirection can indeed simplify your journey to wealth, making it not only achievable, but profoundly rewarding. Let's explore the stories of individuals who have dramatically increased their wealth by steering clear of common financial advice. These real-life examples not only inspire, but also illustrate the practical application of the strategies we've discussed. Consider the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. Buffett made a habit of going against the stock market's conventional wisdom. Instead of following market trends, he focused on investing in undervalued companies with strong potential for long-term growth. His approach, which often involved ignoring short-term market fluctuations and panic, led him to amass a fortune by adhering to his personal investment philosophy of value investing. Then, there's the tale of Richard Branson, a mogul who turned the business world on its head by venturing into industries where he saw potential for radical change, despite having no background in those fields. Branson ignored the typical advice to stick to what you know. Instead, he founded the Virgin Group, which now controls more than 400 companies in various sectors. His willingness to take risks and defy the norms has not only built his wealth, but also revolutionized multiple industries. These stories underscore a common theme. Breaking away from traditional advice can lead to extraordinary success. These individuals did not follow a set path, but rather created their own by questioning established norms and focusing on strategies that they believed in. Their journeys highlight how a well-considered strategy of ignoring certain advice can pave the way to significant wealth and innovation. Looking into the area of strategic ignorance certainly comes with its share of risks and rewards. It's important to recognize that while this approach can lead to substantial wealth, it also involves the potential for failure and initial setbacks. But understanding and navigating these risks can significantly enhance the rewards. The risk of failure is inherent in any unconventional strategy. By choosing to ignore certain traditional advice, you might find yourself facing challenges that are not typical of more conventional paths. Initial failures can be discouraging, but they also serve as valuable learning experiences. These challenges test your resilience and adaptability, crucial traits for anyone looking to succeed in unconventional ways. The initial setbacks that might come from such strategic decisions, like a business venture failing or an investment not yielding immediate returns, are often temporary. The key is to persevere and refine your strategies based on real-world feedback. This adaptability can transform initial failures into stepping stones towards greater success. On the flip side, the rewards of this approach can be extraordinary. By focusing on less conventional paths, you open up possibilities for higher returns and unique opportunities that others might overlook. Over time, the potential for significant financial growth can far outweigh the risks. For instance, those who invested early in technology startups, ignoring warnings about their volatility and risk, often saw exponential returns as these companies grew. In comparing these risks with the potential long-term gains, it becomes clear that strategic ignorance isn't just about taking chances. It's about taking calculated risks with the potential for substantial rewards. This balance of risk and reward is what can ultimately lead to achieving not just financial wealth, but also innovation and leadership in new industries. Looking into the realm of strategic ignorance certainly comes with its share of risks and rewards. It's important to recognize that while this approach can lead to substantial wealth, it also involves the potential for failure and initial setbacks. But understanding and navigating these risks can significantly enhance the rewards. The risk of failure is inherent in any unconventional strategy. By choosing to ignore certain traditional advice, you might find yourself facing challenges that are not typical of more conventional paths. Initial failures can be discouraging, but they also serve as valuable learning experiences. These challenges test your resilience and adaptability, crucial traits for anyone looking to succeed in unconventional ways. The initial setbacks that might come from such strategic decisions, like a business venture failing or an investment not yielding immediate returns, are often temporary. The key is to persevere and refine your strategies based on real-world feedback. This adaptability can transform initial failures into stepping stones towards greater success. On the flip side, the rewards of this approach can be extraordinary. By focusing on less conventional paths, you open up possibilities for higher returns and unique opportunities that others might overlook. Over time, the potential for significant financial growth can far outweigh the risks. For instance, those who invested early in technology startups, ignoring warnings about their volatility and risk, often saw exponential returns as these companies grew. In comparing these risks with the potential long-term gains, it becomes clear that strategic ignorance isn't just about taking chances. It's about taking calculated risks with the potential for substantial rewards. This balance of risk and reward is what can ultimately lead to achieving not just financial wealth, but also innovation and leadership in new industries. Is the strategy of strategic ignorance a universal key to wealth, or does it work better for some than for others? This question invites us to consider whether such an approach is suitable across the board or if it thrives under specific conditions. While the concept of focusing selectively and ignoring certain traditional advice has proven effective for many, it's important to acknowledge that it might not be ideal for everyone. Individual circumstances such as one's financial situation, risk tolerance, and personal goals play significant roles in determining whether this approach can yield the desired results. For instance, someone with a high-risk tolerance and a background in entrepreneurial ventures might find this strategy particularly effective. Their experience and comfort with uncertainty can help them navigate the ups and downs that come with ignoring conventional paths. Conversely, someone who values stability and has financial obligations requiring consistent income might find this strategy less suitable. Prerequisites, such as having a foundational knowledge of the area you're venturing into, or at least having access to mentors and resources, can significantly influence the effectiveness of choosing what to ignore. Being well-informed about the specifics of your chosen focus allows you to make smarter decisions about what advice to disregard. Now that we've explored the transformative potential of strategic ignorance, let's put this concept into action. Here are clear, actionable steps you can take to start implementing this strategy in your own life, guiding you toward a wealthier and more focused future. Begin by listing the common pieces of advice and norms you currently follow. This might include everything from never quit your day job to always have a backup plan. Understanding what you currently prioritize will help you identify what might need to be ignored. For each item on your list, evaluate its actual impact on your life and goals. Ask yourself, is this advice moving me closer to my financial objectives? If the answer is no, it may be something to consider ignoring. Identify areas where you want to excel, areas that promise the most potential return on your efforts. This might mean focusing on investing in stocks, starting a new business, or developing a passive income stream. Concentrate on these areas and seek out information and advice that specifically helps advance these goals. Start to selectively ignore information that does not align with your focus areas. This doesn't mean becoming uninformed. Rather, it means becoming selectively informed. Follow thought leaders and content that directly relate to your focus areas, and avoid getting distracted by every piece of advice that comes your way. Take action based on the refined focus and ignore the rest. Monitor the outcomes of your actions closely. If something doesn't work as expected, reassess and iterate. Remember, the goal is to learn quickly from mistakes and to continuously adapt your strategy. By following these steps, you can harness the power of ignoring the unnecessary, allowing you to channel your energies into ventures that offer the highest potential rewards. This focused approach will not only streamline your path to success, but will also enhance your capacity to achieve significant financial growth. In today's discussion, we looked into the powerful strategy of strategic ignorance, exploring how choosing what not to focus on can dramatically shift your path to wealth. We uncovered the myths behind traditional advice, highlighted real-life success stories, and discussed the psychological and economic rationale for ignoring certain norms. Each section offered actionable steps to help you implement this transformative approach. I encourage you to experiment with the ideas shared today. Start by identifying and disregarding outdated advice that doesn't align with your financial goals. By focusing on what truly matters, you could see remarkable improvements in your financial status and overall life satisfaction. Remember, the journey to wealth isn't just about financial gains. It's about personal growth and achieving independence on your terms. It's about making informed choices and sometimes about knowing what to ignore in order to seize the right opportunities. If you found these insights helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more empowering content. Together, let's build a path to success that celebrates smart choices and bold steps forward. Here's to your continued growth and to opening up the riches that await when we dare to look beyond conventional wisdom.